this stuff through the chat. If you have some more questions, we will talk about it.
Did you just jeer someone, Brian? Like what?
You know what I did. You know exactly what I did. People are placing him above athletes that I don't think they should be placing him above. Now, granted, he is a great athlete. I'm totally great with the argument that Tom Brady is the best football player ever. But above Usain Bolt, Serena Williams, it's Jaylen Brown. Marcus Smart has to overperform on the offensive side. You're relying on the first-round pick, the white boy whose name is escaping me, Peyton Pritchard. There you go.
That's your boy. That's your boy. That's your boy.
When discussing the intersection of race in American sports, the conversation always seems to land at white reporters asking black athletes how they feel about everything going on in this country. Not only does this not solve anything or push us towards social justice or equality, but it also generally ignores the nuanced variable of where Latinos fall amid this battle. What was it like just catching a knee to the face from Edson Barbosa? We did some headshots for my realistic fiction novel, the bio portion of it. That's going to be the photo that I use as a new profile picture. And there was a few we took, but I was happy with that one.
There you go.
There we go.
Yo, you front on that Malcolm X tip though, right? When you got the finger on the thing, really?
It was very spontaneous. She didn't tell me what to do. I just kind of did it. There's so many variables, team sports. You're relying on your offensive line. The defense has carried Tom Brady to more than one Super Bowl. We saw that again last night. Very difficult for me to put a quarterback, especially a pocket passer, with all due respect, above some of the other athletes like Serena Williams, Floyd Mayweather.
Your man James Harden gonna be hanging out with little baby down there.
Oh God, people are gonna be partying up. All right,
You're gonna make a little baby.
Oh gosh.
One of the reasons Espinoza went in the media was an LA Times journalist and civil rights activist Ruben Salazar. Salazar was originally from Ciudad Juarez, Mexico, and was killed by tear gas during the Chicano Moratorium March opposing the Vietnam War in 1970. Salazar was also one of the only mainstream Latino voices in American media at the time, a number that hasn't climbed but so much. Julio Ricardo Varela of Latino Rebels and the In the Thick podcast was originally a sports writer, but was turned away, as is the case with many Latinos. With Miami, I'm making love to the over. I'm letting you know right now. You could argue that the next turnover might win the game for whoever gets it wide open. Kenny Stills with the spin move.
For the spin. Oh my! Kenny Stills.
Yo, I don't want to hear today, all right? Francisco Lindor is with the New York Mets. It's reasonable to anticipate ample movement in any standard NBA season, but because of COVID, we're obviously amid different times. Our team's going to be hesitant to make moves while pushing for the playoffs because of a lingering disease and all that comes with it, or are so many teams in the mix that they're uncertain in which direction to pivot. Sports Illustrated senior writer Howard Beck notes that the NBA's lack of great teams could stem from a combination of occurrences, including COVID, injuries, the new schedule, and or the overall abnormality of the last 12 months. By the way, as a former point guard at a much, much lower level. Hold on. I actually agree, because I knew anytime one of our guys, because I was usually the second or third best player, anytime one of our better guys or the best guy went down and it was me, like, nah, son, I'm not that dude.
Always keep an eye out, like aye, captain.
What do you feel like your role is as a journalist in, just covering all of this and trying to not just raise awareness, but really push things forward in a way that might not be seen as journalistic, but it's right for like all humankind?
Right. But I think, that's the thing, right? Who gets to define journalism first?
You look at just places in general where you look around and their definition of diversity is, all right, we have 20 people in a room, 18 of them are white guys, one of them is a white woman, and then maybe we have a black dude or a Latino dude in there. When it comes to certain politicians or whatever the case may be, like, I know I'm not going to be able to agree with them 100%, and I've sort of resigned myself to that, which is how I could get behind certain people, because I argue with my mom 50% of the time we talk. It's the format, or like you said, is it just the way that they approach people, knowing what to say, and just approaching it as like, you're not going to work for us, you're going to work with us. Is it that?
Yeah, a little bit of both, I'd say, man, because they have a great team in the background.
I think that we do too much generally of questioning the people who are trying to question the system instead of questioning the systems themselves. The beat is so butter, peep the slow cutter as he utter the calm flow. Don't talk about my moms, yo.